The colonized must reclaim not only their land, but their imagination. I spoke these words not as a poet, but as a physician of the soul, a man who treated wounds too deep for bandages. My patients were not only bodies maimed by rifles, but spirits bruised by humiliation, children taught to hate their skin. Men told their tongue was savage, and women forced to carry a future not their own. Colonization is not merely theft of soil. It is theft of self. It is a process of extraction, not just of minerals, but of myths, memory, and meaning. It replaces local gods with distant kings. It replaces indigenous symbols with imported signs. It installs not just governors, but ghosts inside the mind. And so, when I say we must reclaim imagination, I mean this. We must heal the inner cartography that colonialism distorted. In my time, I saw how colonized peoples were reduced to caricatures, turned into grateful imitators of European culture. Our literature was erased. Our history was rewritten. Our value was measured in proximity to whiteness. Our rebellion was called madness. Our dignity, subversion. Even our dreams had borders. The Algerian who dared to speak of freedom was deemed ungrateful. The African child who spoke their language was told they were backward. The Caribbean thinker who dared imagine a nation without empire was accused of naivety. But do you know what I learned? The most radical act of resistance is to imagine a future beyond the oppressor's vocabulary. Today, the empires wear new clothes. They no longer arrive on ships, they arrive as apps. They come not with muskets, but with microchips. They do not always burn books. They flood our minds with noise. And so colonization has not ended. It has migrated into your screens, your feed, your search results. Globalization has become a smoother colonialism, more polite, more profitable. They do not steal your land now. They rent your attention. They do not enslave your body. They program your desires. And still, the same work remains. Reclaim the imagination. Why imagination? Because it is the soil of liberation. Before a nation is free, its people must dream freedom. Before a system changes, a soul must believe change is possible. You can reclaim your land, but if you still think like a captive, speak like a captive, spend like a captive, then you are not free. The chains are off your wrists but still coiled around your vision. Imagination is not escape, it is design. Imagination is not a luxury, it is strategy. To dream of a post-colonial world, a truly decolonized world, is to disrupt the rhythm of the master's clock, to write poetry in your own dialect, to build technology that does not surveil, to birth economies that do not depend on the exploitation of the South. This reclamation must be cultural, it must be spiritual, it must be psychological, and above all, it must be intergenerational. Teach your children to see beauty in their reflection. Let them know that their ancestors were astronomers, not just slaves. Let them wear their names with pride, not as a burden, but as a banner. Let their curriculum be full of Toussaint, Lumumba, Sankara, Arundhati, Mariátegui, Rigoberta, Angela, and others who dared imagine outside the empire's lines. My advice to today's world: stop waiting for permission to be whole. Read your own writers. Fund your own artists. Preserve your own languages. Decolonize your diet, your data, your design. Ask, whose voice is this? Whose interest does it serve? Practice solidarity not as charity, but as shared liberation. Freedom is not a pie. More for one is not less for another. And when they say you are too angry, too loud, too radical, too proud, remember, the colonizer always fears what they cannot predict. So, speak in prophecy, dream in revolution, build in defiance. Because the final frontier is not just the economy, or the ballot, or the border. It is the imagination. Reclaim it, and with it, Reclaim the future. Frantz Fanon, channeled for the post-colonial algorithmic age.